Okay, so let's get ourselves ready for our afternoon restorative practice. So sit yourself, lay yourself on your mat, have a little bit of extra cushioning, have a folded blanket just to totally relax. Have a bolster underneath your knees, have a folded blanket underneath your head, and have a couple of blocks underneath your feet. If you feel like you might be chilly, then get a blanket to cover yourself up with. So it's been a nice day today, but it is deceptive when you're just laying down for a long time. You may get chilly, so make sure that you're going to be comfortable. Just allow yourself to release into the floor. Focus on long, slow, deep, deliberate inhalations and exhalations. Just enjoy the sensation of releasing into the floor. If you're not comfortable in any way, just adjust your position until you are comfortable. Consciously soften the jaw, soften your tongue, soften your throat. Draw your attention down into the soles of the feet. Draw your consciousness into the soles of the feet and into the palms of the hands. So that the palms of the hands and the soles of the feet tingle with consciousness. And then relax the palms of the hand. Relax the soles of the feet. And consciously relax the soles of the feet. Draw your attention to the tops of the feet and into the fingertips. Relax the fingertips, relax the fingers, relax the tops of the feet. Draw your attention into the shins and into the forearms. And then consciously relax the tops of the feet and the backs of the hands. Draw your attention into the knees and into the elbows, relaxing the shins and the lower arms. Relaxing the knees and the elbows, and then drawing your attention into the tops of the legs and into the tops of the shoulders up towards the shoulder socket. Relax the tops of the thighs, relax the tops of the legs, relax the arms into the shoulder socket. And then relax the torso. Conscious of where the torso meets the legs, where it meets the arms, where it meets the neck. Relaxing the upper chest and the abdomen, relaxing the pelvis, just letting the body become heavy on the ground. Relaxing the neck and around the throat. Relaxing your jaw and your tongue and your throat. Softening the skin around the skull. Let the skin around the skull soften so that the entire body feels light and full of energy, calming energy. Just allowing the body to bask in the energy of lightness. Relaxing the physical body, that feeling of vitality that radiates from the bones. And then when you're ready, gently wriggle your toes, wiggle your fingers. Just bring yourself back into this pose of Shavasana. And then bend your knees, bring your feet onto the bolster. Have the knees together, the feet apart. And then very gently roll over onto your right side. Stay down for a breath or two. And then straighten out the top leg. Come back up into a seated position. And then just come into cross legs for a moment. Observing how your energy has changed. Okay, so we're going to carry on with just lifting our energy with quietness. Create a little ramp and have a bolster on a little ramp like this. So one block is on its low end, one's on the high end, and then you just create this little ramp. And then you're just going to bring the legs into Baddha Konasana. So this is like the butterfly pose, sitting close to the bolster, and then just lifting the chest as you guide yourself down. So again, this is all about comfort. Just adjust your equipment until the pose feels comfortable. So that felt like the block was digging into my back a little there. So I'm just moving the block out of the way. And again, just keep yourself warm with a blanket if you need to. And just come back down into this reclining pose. If your head rolls back, if your chin is higher than your forehead, then pick up the back of the thigh. Pick up the back of your head, and then just lengthen out your neck. If that doesn't work, then you can just put a folded blanket underneath your head. Just allow the body to observe the openness of the chest. If there's discomfort in the hips, you can always put some blocks on the outsides of your thighs to support them. Otherwise, just allow the body to release into the floor. So as we move into the sequence, I'll speak less and less so that you can just use the time to relax rather than having to listen. Just fill the lungs from the bottom to the top and empty your lungs from the top to the bottom. Just feel that you bring in the energy of the universe into the lungs. Because every breath is a commune with the universal energy that surrounds us. That might sound a bit hippy-dippy, but actually it's totally true. The air that we inhale is what sustains us. And the air that we inhale is there because of an almost impossible combination of states of being that allow there to be oxygen, that allows there to be water and life on the planet. So every inhale is a commune with the universal energy that surrounds us. When you're ready to disturb yourself, just push yourself up into a seated position, into cross legs. Again, just observe the energy you've released through your practice. And then we're going to do our side lying stretch. So just have the bolster and have a block and put a blanket on top of the block. So have it on its kind of middle height. Have the blanket on top have the bolster long ways like this, and then just bend your knees and stretch yourself along. The bolster is just going to be underneath the armpit chest, and then let your head rest down onto the floor. And then stretch the top arm over your ear. So allow the body to just gently release into the ground. Okay, bring that top arm back onto the hip. Push the bottom elbow into the floor and then push yourself up into cross legs for a moment, just observing your energy. Observing how your energy changes. And then sit on the other hip, keeping the knees bent in the other direction. Lengthening yourself along, just having the bolster underneath the armpit chest. Have the shoulder on the floor. Bend your elbow into a little right angle on the floor. And then stretch the top arm over your head. Okay, bring the top arm back onto the hip, push your elbow into the floor, and then push yourself up into cross legs. Observe your energy. Observe how your energy has changed. So these are poses that really lift the energy, but we want to ground the energy before we finish. So we're going to do our restorative surfboard pose. So just keep the block where it is with the blanket over the top, and then you're going to lay flat along the bolster, and you need space between your bolster and your block, because you're going to you need to have space to clear your chin. So your chin needs to be free of the end of the bolster, and then your forehead will just rest on the block. So it's just a way of getting the body to recline, and recline with real quietness. So just come down onto the floor. So in terms of where the bolster is, in terms of your pelvis, depends on your body length really. Just the priority is to have your chin free of the end of the bolster. So just shuffle up a little if it's not free of the end of the bolster. Rest your arms on the floor, just bending the elbows gently, and then just allow the body to rest into the floor. We can do some back breathing in this pose, which brings a real kind of lightness of energy into the pose. So you breathe into the area between the shoulder blades and out into the armpit chest, and then a normal out breath. And then you breathe into the center of the back and out into the lower ribs, and then a normal out breath. You breathe down into the bottom of the spine and out into the hips, and then a normal out breath. And just rotate around those 3 back breathing inhalations, normal exhalations each time. Bring the breath back to a normal rhythm, just normal in breaths, normal out breaths. Just feeling that lightness of your energy from the inside. Okay, when you're ready, just push yourself, bring your hands underneath your shoulders and push yourself up into a seated position. Just sit back on your heels. Just observe your energy, the quietness of your energy. And then sit yourself in cross legs on the bolster, coming back into cross legs. Just bring your hands into Namaste. Final spinal lift. Drawing your breath in through your nose and down into the abdomen. Draw your chin down to meet your chest. Feel that you can acknowledge the positive energy you have created inside. Good, positive, healthy flow of clean energy that the relaxation poses bring to the body and to the mind. And then send some of that positive energy out into the world. And then gently release the backs of your hands down toward your knees, palms facing upwards, and raise your head and allow your eyes to softly open and the focus to softly come back. Thank you very much. So hopefully you feel as though you have really lifted your energy and given yourself some good